History holds the answers, or does it? From forgotten maps to ancient secrets buried in plain sight, the world's greatest mysteries remain unsolved, and the truth lies hidden, waiting for you to uncover it. Please like, share, and subscribe. Histories, Mysteries, and Conspiracies. Season 2, Unraveling the Unknown. Where the past isn't just a story, it's a puzzle. Are you ready to piece it together? Every man is a quotation from all his ancestors. Ancient Americans. Who was the first civilization? The introduction. In archaeology, the word civilization has a technical definition. To qualify, a society is typically required to have urban centers, cities or proto-cities, centralized government or hierarchy, monumental architecture, social stratification, written language or record-keeping, specialized labor and long-distance trade. By that definition, the oldest known civilization for much of recorded history has been the Sumerian civilization. Sumerians were an ancient civilization in southern Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq, known for creating the world's first civilization, including writing, cuneiform, the wheel, and city-states. Flourishing from roughly 4100 to 1750 BCE, they built large cities like Uruk and Ur and developed complex systems of irrigation, government, and mathematics. Recently, Göbekli Tepe has been slowly uncovered. In modern-day Turkey, the site is believed to have been inhabited between 9500 and 8000 BCE. Several sites surround Göbekli Tepe, like Karahan Tepe, which is thought to be the oldest known village amongst them, which demonstrates appearance of villages as early as 10,000 BCE. Göbekli Tepe has slowly found its place as the oldest civilization as of today. However, many scientists disagreed, and still do, to the fact that several aspects of what makes a civilization. For example, it does not have a written language. Some say Göbekli Tepe isn't just a civilization. It's the moment civilization itself began. Or is that just what we know today? The Norte Chico civilization. Before the Inca, before even the great cities of Egypt or Sumer, there was Norte Chico. In the Supa Valley, north of Lima, Peru was a vast civilization that is one of the oldest civilizations in the world. Modern archaeologists call it one of the world's first true civilizations, and maybe the oldest that we can prove. The civilization may trace its roots as far back as 8000 BCE, though the earliest known monumental structures date to around 3000 BCE. These people were building vast complexes between 3000 and 1800 BCE, right when Sumer was taking shape halfway around the world. The city of Cradle is the best preserved and may have housed several thousand people. And here's the twist: there's no evidence of war. No armies, no fortresses. Their power came from engineering. They designed massive terraced pyramids, irrigation systems, and planned cities, all without pottery, metal tools, or even much art. It's as if the Norte Chico had one purpose: to build, to move stone and earth with mathematical precision, to make order out of the desert. Could their knowledge have come from an even older source? A legacy passed down from those forgotten ancestors whose footprints mark the canyon floors of North America. The Maya civilization. The Maya are often depicted as a later civilization, but their origins trace back to around 2000 BCE. The Maya were a massive civilization stemming from Mexico into Guatemala and then continuing into Belize and Honduras. The Maya were advanced in mathematics, astronomy, and a written language. They built massive city or temple complexes such as Tikal, Palenque, and Chichen Itza. They used a detailed calendar system that still fascinates people today. The Olmec civilization. Potentially, one of the Norte Chico contemporaries would be in the lush jungles and coastal plains, the land of the Olmec, within the southern Gulf Coast of Mexico and the Veracruz and Tabasco regions. The Olmecs are known as the mother culture of Mesoamerica. Their colossal stone heads stare through time, as if daring us to remember them. The Olmecs flourished between 1500 and 400 BCE, centuries before the Maya built their great temples. They mastered city planning, astronomy, sculpture, and something no one else had ever done. They created rubber. Long before industrial chemistry, they mixed latex from rubber trees with juice from morning glory vines to produce a material both strong and elastic. With it, they made shoes, waterproof clothing, and the first rubber balls. Those balls became the centerpiece of a ritual game played across Mesoamerica, from the Maya to the Aztec, and even the Hohokam of the American Southwest. A single invention bouncing from one culture to another, across centuries and deserts, proof that ideas, like people, travel farther than we think. The copper culture. Far to the north, thousands of miles from Mexico, another mystery waits beneath the soil and the forest. Around the shores of Lake Superior in the upper Midwest, archaeologists have found ancient copper mines. Classified as a complex society rather than a full civilization, the old copper culture is believed to have existed between 6,000 and 3,000 BCE. Tunnels and pits, not a few dozen, but thousands of them, stretching for miles. Some go 60 feet deep, believed to have been carved with primitive tools of stone and bone. Yet the precision and the sheer volume of copper extracted, hundreds of thousands of tons, suggests something more than local tribes trading trinkets. This wasn't random scavenging. It was organized industry. Some researchers argue this Great Lakes copper fed a forgotten trade network, maybe even across oceans. And then one day it stopped. The miners vanished. Centuries later, mound-building cultures rose in the same regions: the Adena, the Hopewell, the Mississippians. Could these be the descendants of the copper workers? Or the ones who inherited their lands and sealed their tunnels? Maybe the mounds themselves are monuments to a civilization swallowed by time. There may have been larger organized societies, possibly even predecessors to later mound-building civilizations, who coordinated this mining on an industrial level, and possibly traded far beyond the continent. Some independent researchers have even suggested possible transoceanic trade, that Bronze Age civilizations of Europe or the Mediterranean might have obtained copper from the Great Lakes. While evidence for that is still debated, the chemical fingerprint of Lake Superior copper has indeed been found in some Old World bronze artifacts, enough to raise serious questions. Civilization in North America was far older and more technically advanced than most history books allow. The Amazon cultures. For decades, the Amazon rainforest was thought to be inhospitable to large civilizations, just small tribes and hunter-gatherers. LiDAR, laser scanning, revealed vast city networks beneath the jungle canopy: roads, canals, plazas, pyramids, and causeways. Various sites have been located in Bolivia, Brazil, and Ecuador, especially around the Llanos de Mojos and Upper Xing. Some of these sites are larger than known Maya cities in certain regions. Scholars now estimate that millions may have lived comfortably within the Amazon basin. Evidence suggests that some of these Amazonian societies began forming as early as 3000 BC, possibly contemporary with Norte Chico. But the jungle environment makes dating difficult since organic materials decay rapidly. Charcoal and pottery fragments hint at human-managed agriculture going back 6,000 years. If the Amazon's first engineered soils and proto-cities date to before 4000 BC, and evidence of social complexity extends back even further, then the Amazon basin could represent one of the world's oldest centers of civilization. The Cradle of Civilization might not be in Mesopotamia. It might be beneath the trees of the Amazon. The conclusion. The big question is, if humankind has existed on Earth for about 200,000 to 300,000 years, what were they doing? If we cannot locate a civilization that is 100,000 years old, then what were the ancient humans doing for hundreds of thousands of years before starting a society? The Americas have a very similar history to the Old World when it comes to civilizations and populations. They tend to show human presence around 10,000 years ago and civilization soon after that. We do see human presence in other locations that are much older, but none really having a society or civilization. Maybe the question isn't where civilization began, but how many times we've already begun. Perhaps there are many more ancient civilizations yet to be uncovered. Bravo. Select an option for more.